In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 reasons rebound relationship fail. If your partner has started a new relationship soon after the breakup, we consider that relationship a rebound relationship, and those relationships usually fail. I'll explain you why. Jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
So the first reason is emotional unavailability. The reason people jump into a new relationship is because they don't want to deal with the aftermath of the breakup, with those what we would call unresolved feeling, and because they don't want to process the emotions linked to the breakup, they start a new relationship. It's the easiest way not to deal with those emotional response. So what it means is that then you have a lack of connection, right? If you are choosing a partner just because you want to distract yourself from a situation, you can't connect at an emotional level. And so what will happen is this relationship will be surface level engagement, always shallow. The problem is with those relationships is that they're not meaningful. You're not sharing values, life goals, etc., things that will be the cement of any long-term relationship. The reason people start a new relationship right after a breakup is one of the main reasons is the emotional unavailability. I don't want to deal with this. I start a new relationship so I don't have to deal with this. Second element is rushed decision. Starting a new relationship, finding your new partner is something that needs to be thought through. And so when you start a new relationship right after a breakup, it's basically out of impulse, especially if you left a long-term relationship more than few years to start a new relationship in less than 3 months, then of course, if you think about it, there's no point you can compare. There's no point you have the same depth as a long-term relationship. What will happen is when you start a relationship quickly is that you don't have enough time to heal. Even if your partner decided to end the relationship, it's important to heal and process the breakup. Understand what went wrong, understand what we want. When we rush into a new relationship, we don't understand anything. We fail to use this breakup as an opportunity to learn. And similar to the emotional impact, that creates a relationship with weak foundations. And if you have weak foundation, the first element of frustration, the first challenge is the relationship will collapse. Third element is the comparison with your ex, or with you in your case. And because of that constant comparison, I jumped from one relationship to another. And I jumped from a relationship that was built on trust, with strong foundations, where we had a lot of history together, with something, yes, shiny, exciting, but with weak foundations. And the thing is, when you have this relationship at the beginning, yes, it's amazing. Everything is great, novelty, excitement. But at some stage, you'll see that people starting rebound relationship quickly have this idea of they start thinking about their previous relationship, those positive memories. Anytime they'll disagree with their new partner, they think about, okay, what would have happened in my relationship? There's also an element of unfair expectations because that new partner cannot measure up with you. And we'll discuss that in a second. Because of the weak foundations, because the reason they started this relationship is not because of compatibility, but it's because of distraction. Then anytime they'll have a challenge, anytime they'll disagree on something, then they'll have this comparison with you and with the relationship, what represented the relationship in their life. If you were to compare a 10 years relationship with something you started a month ago, of course, it's kind of an unfair battle, but that's what's happening in your ex's mind. That will happen mostly after 3 months, after the honeymoon phase disappears. What will happen, what we see most of the time with a rebound relationship is there's no personal growth. As we discussed, we use this relationship. So it's not that I've chosen this partner, it's I'm using you. People don't necessarily realize, but they're using that person. And it's an escape mechanism to avoid dealing with the personal issues, we discuss about the emotional issue, but also the personal issues and growth. And what will happen is, because they will distract themselves, they won't be able to solve and address any problems. And the problem is that if they do that, there's no self-reflection. And that's also one of the things I wanted to highlight this in this video. Maybe you're dating someone, maybe you're not. The point of a breakup, a breakup, rather than thinking like only on negative terms, okay, it's done. You can't go back in time. But now what you could do is to reflect. Reflect on what happened, reflect on your role, reflect on what needs to happen, reflect on the things that you need to change and implement in your life. Your ex will probably not have the opportunity to do that work, to challenge that they've done something wrong, because in a way, when you start a new relationship, you feel like, I'm winning the breakup. I don't need any help. I don't need to fix this and that because I'm in a new relationship. Therefore, I have no problem. Okay, this is a huge mistake. And the thing is, when the rebound relationship collapses, there's usually an imbalance because they would have not done the work. And if, in contrary, you do the work, if you work at, for instance, being more secure, more emotionally stable, if you design your life in order for you to be, the person you really want to be, and the ideal partner for them, that will create mechanically an imbalance, especially if they compare with that new person. Another element is the superficial attraction. So very often it's focused on, rebound relationships are focused on physical attraction more than a strong bond. And so again, weak foundations, shallow bonds. And because when you don't have deeper emotional connection, deeper roots, then next, as soon as the novelty fades, as soon as you don't have this excitement element, the attraction will fade away as well. So it's really driven by excitement, attraction, novelty. As soon as you start, committing, settling in, having the day-to-day thing. So it's not anymore like hotel rooms and sex and date nights, etc. When it becomes like more of a routine, when the relationship transition from passion to compassion, then what's left of the relationship is something very weak. And usually it's very hard for people to say in those relationships because they feel like, what am I doing? It's not what I want. It's not what I need. And therefore I'm away. I'm going to leave this relationship. Now, a quick word before I move on to the 6 and 7. Knowing that your ex rebound relationship will fail is very helpful because that helps you to feel, okay, hold on, there's a chance of us getting back together. So don't get me wrong. And most rebound relationships will fail. Now, that's not enough for you to get back together. I don't want you to feel like, okay, I just need to count from when they started their relationship to 6 to 9 months, where usually things will collapse. You just have to wait, be patient, and things will work out. No, use that time to work on yourself, to find ways, whether it's with a therapist, whether with a coach, with anyone, social support, whatever you need to bring you from a place of, okay, I don't want you to be, I don't want your ex to feel that when you're gonna reconnect, when this relationship will fail, they'll find you where they left you. Okay, that's the worst thing that could happen. So figure out your path, the end goal, what you want to achieve personally. The end goal is not getting back together. The end goal is around you. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to work on? And work backwards. Okay, I have 6 months. What do I want to achieve? Month 1, month 2, month 3, and so on and so forth. And have either an accountability coach, a therapist, someone to help you achieve that goal, right? So what's your plan for the next 6 months? Pause the video, think, reflect. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to work. It's not going to work out. Failing to plan is planning to fail. So sit down, look at the things you need to achieve. Look at the things that the resources that you need in order to achieve those goals, and freaking do it, right? Now that you're convinced that this relationship won't work, don't stop consuming content about rebound, about relationship. Do the work. And it could be with me, with anyone else. There's plenty of people online, plenty of people that you can find locally if you prefer to work with people face to face. But do the freaking work. Let's move on to the next one. 6 is the emotional instability. So you start from very raw and fluctuating, and then again it's back and forth. I don't want to deal with the aftermath of the breakup, so I'm going to jump back into a new relationship. And you'll have emotions ups and downs, because the reason they are with this person, again, it's not based on compatibility, it's not based around values, it's just based on excitement. And so the excitement is always highs and lows. I want to do things, but then you want to do things. And I have these certain desires, I have certain needs, you have different ones. I just want to enjoy the time and don't think about tomorrow, which works for a couple of months. But then at some stage, of course, the other one, their partner, that person they're dating would want something else. We want to develop the relationship, but your partner, more likely than not, will not want to develop. And so you'll have this instability that will lead with unpredictable actions. And usually what will happen is that their partner will be bored of that erratic dynamic. We want them to commit, to plan the future. And so I don't have the stat whether rebound relationship is the who would end up the relationship first, but usually on one end, your partner will feel like, what am I doing? It's not what I want, it's not what I need. And the other one will feel like it's kind of a fraud. I thought we had something, but in the end, he or she used me in a way because they are still thinking about their ex. And this is why usually those relationships collapse. And another element obviously is the long-term vision, because it's very much based on how I feel right now. I need to deal with the pain right now, quickly reacting, swapping quickly, rebounding as soon as possible, because we want a relief, right? And so there's no future planning. It's not like something where you have, okay, it's working out organically and we make it things. No, it's like one to the other. And because you don't have those goals, that weakens the relationship. Right? If you don't have a vision, if you don't have projects, if you don't project yourself into the future with your partner, it's not going to work out. And so this relationship becomes a quick fix. And guess what? Quick fix, they don't have, they don't live very long. And so for those reasons, for these 7 reasons, that rebound relationship will fail. Again, the point is not to wait patiently at home, waiting for them to collapse. Do the work. Also, another thing is they will break up. So your role should not be to interfere or to trying to get them to break up. If your ex reaches out to you, that's a very good sign, because in a way, they could potentially be emotionally cheating in their new relationship already. Because probably if they reached out to you, they wouldn't tell their partner. What you have to do in those cases is letting them drive things, slowly increasing the interaction. What will happen is that they will break up with their partner. Don't be the one forcing them, pushing them to break up. They will gradually, as soon as they start seeing the changes, as soon as they start seeing like, okay, that could be wrong, that the relationship, when they start comparing new relationship with what we had, new relationship with who you are right now, and the potential of that new relationship with you, then that relationship will collapse. They have to break up. You shouldn't be the one forcing them to break up with this new partner. And once you do that, organically, things unfold quite quickly. And in a way, it's obviously not the ideal path for to rekindle and get back with someone, but most of the time, when you get back with a partner after they had an affair, they had a relationship, the relationship is stronger because they will value you, they will value this relationship way more than before because they will have experienced something. So they will start, it's not working out. I need something else. I get something else, and I think it's the right option. I think it's the right solution. And I experienced myself that it was a mistake. Therefore, I'm questioning my decision in the first place. And when they question the decision and they look at all the work that you've done, they look at the dynamic that you can create, the two of you, then it becomes a non-brainer of like, this is what I want. And then rebuilding trust, intimacy takes a bit of time. If you have any question about that, let me know in the comment section, and I will see you next time. Bye.